Hey everybody, so Jason back here with some updates on this Amazon purchased guitar for 175 bucks, which actually is now 140 bucks because in the last video, if you saw it, the little piece of routed wood that I found in the F-hole, I called Amazon on that and on the fact that the strings had turned my fingers black in the last video, and they refunded me like 40 or 50 bucks. So this guitar literally cost me like 140 or 150 dollars. And like I mentioned in the last video, it came pretty much set up, ready to gig. So anyway, with the money I got back, I thought I put a little bit of money into it just to see how good I could make this guitar. So I decided to black it out because everything was chrome before. So first thing I did was cut the headstock. So I downloaded a Tele headstock template, and I got rid of that ugly headstock. Well, ugly in my opinion. I guess everybody has their own opinion. I got rid of that, and those big black IYV letters were horrendous. So I got rid of that, and I bought these Wilkinson tuners, more so just because they were black and because they were super cheap. They were like 40 bucks, but they got pretty good reviews. So they got they have two holes in the tuning post, so you can kind of use them like a staggered. I guess they're for locking your string, but I don't use them that way. I just wrap them regularly, but you can kind of use them as a staggered post because you can run the top three strings in the bottom post, and you can get them closer or tighter to the nut, and then you can run the top or the bottom three strings on the top hole, and you still get some good tension there in the nut. So the nut's still original. It's the one that came with the guitar. It's really poorly cut. Like, it looks terrible, but it's not binding the strings, and it's working great. And actually, this nut's not even glued. If I take the strings off, this thing just falls out. So with tension on there, it holds them in place and it doesn't go out of tune. So anyway, I'm going to take it to a buddy of mine who's an awesome guitar repair tech, a luthier. I'm going to get a nice black graphite nut put in there, or ebony or something, I don't know. So anyway, the frets are all original. I didn't do any work to the frets other than I did polish them with some sanding cloths that I also bought on YouTube, and man, the difference is amazing. I threw some Elixir strings on there, 9-42s. I swapped out the humbuckers. I'm just not a humbucker guy. There was nothing wrong with them, but I swapped out the humbuckers, and I bought these on Amazon as well. They're just a cheap humbucker-sized P90 pickup, and they fit perfectly in there. Wiring was super easy, but while I was installing those, I had these black knobs and this black Gibson toggle switch, so I got rid of all the cheap electronics that was in there. And I got a 500K pot for the PAF and neck, and I got a 250K pot for the PF and the bridge. So yeah, so this is wired like an old 50s Gibson, where each pickup has its own volume, but in the middle position, if you turn, like, it's wired in parallel, so if I turn one of the volumes down in the middle position, like, both pickups shut off. But it still works nice, and it's great, and the 250K really tones down the bright PAF, and for, I don't know what these were, 70 or 80 bucks or whatever, but they're a really, awesome set of pickups. I'm really impressed, and they're dead quiet, they don't make any noise. So, and then this black bridge I also got on Amazon. It was $7, and it's a direct bolt-on to the chrome one that was on there before. However, the bolt holes lined up perfectly, but the string-through body holes were not quite in the same position. So I had to fill in the original bolt holes and just drill out some new ones to put this bridge in so that the string-through body holes would line up. But other than that, it's fine. Like, it's a super cheap bridge, but the saddles are solid and they don't cut through the strings, and the intonation is set right. So really, no complaints. I had these black knobs at home already, and I had these black strap buttons home. So all in all, the back is still the original. Like, I still have the chrome plate. I didn't order a black plate for that, and I still have the chrome string through body ferrules or whatever they're called. And yeah, so just, you know, cosmetically, I think it just looks better because there's you can see some black lines through the spalted maple top, and I thought it just made a nicer looking guitar. But that's just, you know, my opinion. And so I'm going to run through some sounds so you can see what the upgrades have done. I thought it sounded fine before, but it's just a little bit more bite with these pickups, and maybe the pots help too. They're CTS pots. They weren't very expensive. I got them at my local Long and McQuaid. So yeah, so here we go. So I'm running through my quilter again. Just a 202 tone block. Everything's at 12 o'clock. So bass, mids, and highs are at 12 o'clock. Reverb is totally off. The volume is at 3/4, so like at 3 o'clock, and my gain is at like at 9 o'clock. So it's not very loud. And I'm running through a Sans amp fly rig, just not a signature model one, just a regular one, just for a little bit of delay and reverb. And then I'll show you what the amp sounds like clean, or what these pickups sound like clean, and then I'll throw a little bit of dirt on with the Sans amp, which is the blonde on this one, and then I'll throw some high gain, and you can see how these pickups handle it. But all in all, this guitar, for the price, is really, really impressive. I have a custom hand-built Tele. I call it my Wolfcaster because it's a Wolfgang body, and but it's routed out to vintage Tele spec with a regular Tele neck, courtesan maple. It's one piece alder body. Really, really nice built guitar. And yes, it is better than this one for sure, but it's not, you know, $2,790 better. Like, so it's amazing, really, what they can put out in Korea for, you know, I paid $140, $150 and a couple little cheap upgrades, and I can literally gig with this thing. There hasn't been many gigs around, but I've been playing a lot at my local church on Sunday mornings, and for this weekend, for Easter weekend and stuff. And I've just been using this, and everybody seems to enjoy the sound or whatever. So if all I got to do now is learn to play properly, and everything will be good. There's nothing wrong with the guitar. So here's a few sounds. So this is bridge pickup. So I have no tone anymore, so just like full volume, and yeah. So here I go. A little bit of delay from the Sans amp pedal, and a little bit of reverb. Glassy, but yet there's a lot of bass and mids, very snappy. And again, like I mentioned on my last video, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not really sure how. Thumbs up to all these guys, or all you guys who do videos. I'm pretty impressed. I realize how much work it must take to do all the editing and all the. So this is just off the cuff, and the amp is behind my cell phone, and so whatever you're hearing, I don't know if it's doing it justice or if it's at all accurate, but it is what it is, and I won't be doing any big productions anytime soon. So yeah, so that's the middle position. just to compare, bridge, middle, and neck. So yeah, it's they're very transparent pickups, I find, and you know, the further away you get from the bridge, the warmer they get, but they still retain a bit of clarity. For an $80 set of Amazon pickups, I'm pretty impressed. Slapped at a $140 guitar, let's not forget, right? Here's the Sans amp with the blonde amp turned on. So this is all at 12 o'clock, high, mids, and lows. The level is set low, and the drive is at 3 o'clock, so 3/4 of the way up. So it sounds like this. Just a little bit more bite is all. So very snappy. Middle position. Kind of really mellows out the tone. And then the neck position. Cool. And then I'll just throw some high gain on. So the high gain, again, everything's set in the middle, the level's really low, and the drive is about at 3/4 of the way up, just past 2, 3 o'clock. So this is the Sans amp pedal through the Quilter bridge pickup. Middle position. Neck position, high gain. Tons of sustain. $140 guitar, bunch of Amazon parts on it. Right out of the box is pretty good, and very minor stuff done to it, and it's literally a gig-worthy guitar. So if you guys were thinking of getting something cheap to play with, or maybe buy it for the kid, I don't know if I just got lucky and got a good one, but the reviews are good all around, which is why I bought it, because I kind of didn't believe them. So I'd say, don't hesitate. Buy it, have fun. If you don't like it, Amazon takes it back. So you got 30 days to horse around with it and then send it back if you don't like it. I don't know. For what they charge in music stores today, it's absolutely ridiculous for what you get. So this thing is great. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm not even sure if I know how to activate comments, but if you can leave a comment, leave one, and if you have any questions about parts or whatever I put in here, I'll definitely answer them if I can. I'm not like a guitar tech. I'm not, too knowledgeable on the subject, but it's pretty much common sense, and on the internet you can find a schematic for whatever. So I did my own soldering, and everything seems to work all right. So yeah, that's I'm gonna keep this one. It's definitely a keeper. And if the bars open up again after this COVID nonsense is gone, I'll play this with the band. No problem. No problem at all. And it's just a no-worry guitar, right? Somebody spills something on it, falls on it, wrecks it. Who cares? It's $100, right? So it's great. It's one of those guitars that you'll probably end up getting attached to, and you'll never want to part with, just because it's so much fun to mod and stuff. So you guys take care, stay safe, and if there are any more updates, I'll keep you posted. Have a good one.